Oh, I hope you're ready for some pain. But hey, at least you get some new Miku art to look at. So just sit back, enjoy that, while you listen to Mir Chronicles. This podcast we follow two first-time readers, Justin and Sheta, and we chronicle their journey through Brand Samson's Cosmere series. On today's episode, we will actually be going over some one-star reviews for Warbreaker. So now, let's throw it over to the host of Cosmic Chronicles. This is Joe.
Thank you, Joe. I think because welcome everyone. We're here for some one-star reviews of Warbreaker. I'm Joe, and as usual, I am here with Justin and Sheta.
Don't sound too fucking excited. You'll make the audience explode with anticipation.
Yeah.
Probably just need to read in the Elantris one-star reviews compared to this one. See how much these have hurt us.
Oh God, we used to be so full of pep. Now we've seen the true nature of humanity. A disgusting, hideous thing revealing its own flaws in the mirror of these reviews.
We've aged 10 years.
Yep.
Yep, and these thing is when we're going through Hero of Ages, those ones were some pretty negative reviews. These ones are even more negative, and those ones we'll read.
I can handle negative. It's dipshit moronic that I have trouble with.
That too. They're not really the fun dipshit moronic like the early Elantris and Final Empire ones that were.
Yeah, those were kind of fun. Once you get into fill-in-the-blank culture war one side or the other, I just want to shoot my brains out listening to these. Oh my God. It felt like the further we went into the Mistborn books, the more it got like that too.
Well, now, are you guys ready for some Warbreaker ones?
God, no! This book has two female protagonists and some questionable romance sequences. I don't want to hear what people have to say about them.
Sheta, are you ready?
Wait, my what I say doesn't matter. Okay. I tried to stop it, Sheta.
Stop what? This thing from happening?
Yes, the reviews.
Yes. Well, let me take a shot real quick. Just kidding, I'm not drinking. I'm doing this sober for you guys.
Let me take a shot. Just kidding. I'm not drinking. I'll be playing Russian roulette with every one of these so I can keep feeling alive.
You should have had Russian roulette shots. You take one after each review, but one of them is actually Tabasco sauce.
Oh,
God.
All right, well, let's get this started with our first review. Starting off. Did not finish after 4 chapters. Convoluted and confusing. Neither my daughter nor I enjoyed this book. It felt more like a first novel than Elantris, which we did enjoy. I'm particularly upset about not being able to return the audio version since it was not purchased using my points.
What the hell? That's the weirdest part of that.
When you know how it is with the digital purchase, I don't know why you would think you could return it.
Also, I'm of the opinion, I guess he said 4 chapters, so maybe, but I feel like once you buy the book and read it, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned.
People who return books are when you buy a book, you are kind of gambling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't
I agree.
wanting a freaking refund. It's not like it was like you didn't know that there was a possibility that you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, if you buy a book and it's like, this book's about a dragon in space, and then there's no dragon or space in it, sure. But otherwise, yeah, I would say returning a book is weird.
Mm-hmm. You already also got what the service was. A book, a story in your brain, you know? That's like returning a bottle of used shampoo. You already used it.
Don't know that I'd go that far, but...
I've seen it happen, so...
I saw somebody return an entire cart of groceries once. That was funny. They said that's all going in the garbage.
Yeah.
They did not finish after Chapter 4. Chapter 4 was when Ciri arrives and it ends being through the gate into the castle to drawn towards her fate.
They did not give it much of a chance then.
Right. It didn't even start yet.
Yeah. I mean,
you didn't.
if you're not into it, you're not into it, but
They didn't even get the uncomfortable part of her being forced before the God King.
Yeah. And why
yeah,
are we
it said it
your
was him and his daughter
Like,
reading this. Yeah,
yeah.
that would have been an awkward fucking sequence.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if it's a man or
Daddy,
a woman
why did
reading
she
it with her
debase
daughter.
himself in front of them? That's true. That's true.
Either way, I wouldn't want to read this with my
I
daughter.
just got caught in a sexist thought. I've been proven that my opinion
Preston?
doesn't matter here.
What do you have to do now? You have to whip yourself, right?
Yep.
All right. All right. Go on to the next one.
Yeah, that was a pretty for these. That was a great review. Honest, straightforward, upfront. Yep. 10 out of 10.
2 stars.
2 stars.
All right.
Out of how
next
many?
review.
5.
Okay. It was important to know, Joe.
Next review. Wow, this book is terrible. I was so surprised given just how much people like Sanderson, but every book I tried makes me like him less. His world building feels so over-engineered, feels like nothing has grown organically. He just came up with a rule set for a system, and absolutely everything has to revolve around that core system at the cost of everything. I was en route to give this book 2 stars, but then repeated passages of utterly juvenile writing, such as both of them were, of course, perfect examples of feminine beauty. Blushweaver was simply the slim yet busty type, while Mercy Star was the curvaceous yet busty type. How does
That was a
anyone
funny
defend this
line,
dribble?
Because it was fucking funny. That was one of my favorite lines in the book. I thought it was so hilarious.
And also it did hint at stuff going on in the world because they were purposely making themselves look like what they perceived as perfection.
Mm-hmm. Even without, I think because we were kind of watching it from Light Song's point of view, it kind of showed his sense of humor a bit and how he thinks and sees the world and says stuff. And you know what? The vast majority of people are going to agree that that is the standard what people like would consider feminine beauty. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Don't purge out that in your review here.
Anything more from that person?
Shitty, you can't just sit here and listen. We need your comment on this. This is important stuff.
Uh,
A person just said that a line like that was
Okay.
juvenile. You must have something to say.
I
Juvenile,
thought that
like this is a fucking light novel where they're like, and then her boobs bounced really good. Like that's how it was.
like a light novel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. I thought that they were going to reference something that was poorly written, not the context of what was being said.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. That's what I expected too.
oh, I just don't think that's a personal opinion.
Nope, it's juvenile. Brandon Sanderson is a 14-year-old pervert. It's a canon.
Well, I'm a red-blooded male. I like breasts.
I don't think that's what he said.
Large, small, whatever.
What
Medium
the fuck?
size.
Do not put words in this man's mouth. We do not condone what Sheta is saying about him.
All right, I'll continue the review.
Oh god, there's more.
Yeah, you interrupted me.
Oh god.
How does anyone defend this drivel that repeats throughout the book? That
Does
guarantees the one.
I don't know.
I remember
yeah,
like
just-
2 lines about that, and they were usually related to how he was kind of tempted to hook up with her but didn't. And then, like you said, it did all tie back around with people kind of looking like what they expected or thought they should look like. But these are the kinds of people who, like, an anime character shows a bit too much leg and they call it fan service, so maybe I shouldn't question it.
People like this take a mental tally, so they would know.
That guaranteed the 1-star rating already, but then the audacity.
Wait, that did? I'm sorry, we can't move through this. I'm sorry. I'll shut the fuck up.
Just be quiet. You're making this last
That
longer
got the
than-
1-star review, though? Come on, man. He was going to give it 2 until they said that, and that guaranteed a 1? God, okay. I'm sorry.
But then the audacity to decide to spell out the entire rules of the magic system in the form of an academic lecture, more suited to an RPG rulebook than a novel, 80% into the book. Seriously, multiple pages
what?
of...
I think he was just complaining about the part where he's teaching what's her name?
When Vasher was
teaching-
teaching
yeah.
Vivenna.
That was not a fucking academic lecture. Have you ever been to school, bro? What are you talking about? Have you ever played an
No.
RPG? This was like, oh yeah, his RPG is Skyrim, a very in-depth RPG. I'm sure that's what he's talking about.
Seriously, multiple pages of a detailed explanation of things that have been taught to the reader repeatedly since the first page. A completely unnecessary waste of time for absolutely everyone. And frankly, it felt insulting as a reader. It felt like he has no faith in his audience to actually follow along through the whole book. And here's a quick last chance to teach anyone who missed the basics before it moved into the endgame of the plot. It's thoroughly terrible and left me legitimately angry. I wish I could give this book less than 1 star. End of review.
I feel bad for this person. They probably have thought they were the smartest person in the room their whole life. And then they weren't, and now they're really butthurt about it.
And then they read their first book and got confused. I was going to give this a 2-star review for being kind of funny, but then he dissed boobs, so it's going down to a 1.
So the opposite of this person's review.
Mm-hmm. And I wish I could give it less.
I like
I
them
didn't
getting mad
like
about
that.
the boob comment.
You like that? Why?
Yeah. I was waiting for someone to say something, and this person didn't let me down. So
I didn't think they'd say it so bluntly. I thought they'd say,
Oh.
I felt that Sanderson objectified women too much, at the very least, or something.
we didn't have boobs on the list. I'm gonna put boobs.
You didn't even reference that list. No one knows what you're talking about. I don't want to do the bingo, because then I have to listen even more in depth to all the reviews, Sheta.
Just help me. You're good at these.
I wouldn't have guessed boobs. I wouldn't have guessed that at all. I have already been surprised by what we've heard. Returns I didn't expect.
So let's just go to the next review then. Did not finish at 23%.
I'm sorry, 23%? Did you do the math?
Well, my guess will be like
Audiobook.
ebooks and stuff.
Mm,
Well, ebooks will usually say like percentage of the way through the book.
okay. I take
I
back
hate-
my statement.
And I just want to let you know, there are no capital letters. in this,
Oh,
review.
no. Then you should
one
read
of
it
them.
as written.
How am I supposed to read not lowercase letters?
Like a child, like a baby. I know how to write. I write
All right.
real good. Like
So, I hated this book. Every second of trying to read this was awful. The plot was not strong nor intriguing. The misogyny was loud and
Nor.
proud.
Misogyny. Yep.
All right. And if people want to know, before we started this, we tried to put together a list of words that we think would pop up.
Yeah, Sheta, all you need is 9 words to get a bingo to have a good. And you have 9.
okay.
So yeah, you can mark one off there.
Bingos are 20.
Yeah, to do a big complex one, we just need to be able to get 3 across at the very least.
Well, I've got 25 now.
You've got 25 words? Okay, then it's your job to call out bingos, Sheta.
All right. I'll continue. FMC was referred to as Vessel and Vessel alone. Despite her having a
FMC,
perfectly
female
working...
main character. Oh my fucking
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Oh my
That should have been
fucking
on the
god. Oh my god. And was called
Have you
Vessel
never
by the characters who were dehumanizing her, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Despite her having a perfectly working name, referring to her as ability to carry a child. She felt no choice to deny carrying because of the horrible men in this book.
You mean the bad guys?
Yeah, I would like to point out that her being called Vessel was meant to be
It was
uncomfortable and look down. You're not
Yeah,
supposed to read it and be like,
that's-
oh yeah, that's fine.
That's like reading this book and saying, I can't believe so many people were getting off on her kneeling naked on the floor while that guy stared at her. Like, just did not understand what we were reading. You absolute moron are supposed to be in her perspective while reading this. You are supposed to be her and suffering the indignity that she's suffering and trying to survive through it and empathizing and being scared as she is. I don't know what the fuck you're reading. 23%. God damn it. So they didn't actually even get to the point where any of this was pointed out that it was like, they didn't get through any arc. They just got to that and then quit. I just realized.
All right. Multiple disgusting themes to look out for in this one. Misogyny, non-consensual sex, rape, slut-shaming.
Oh! We got rape That's a bingo, guys. We got a bingo word. I can't believe that was so fast.
Keep reading. We might get more.
Oh my god. Oh
It
my
was even
God.
said multiple times that a male character was to have his way with the FMC. WTF?
Oh my
Who
God.
writes something?
Bro,
Anyway,
what the fuck are you...
Anyway, this was definitely not for me. I can't attempt to read this and pretend I'm not disgusted anymore.
23%. Oh my god.
I also want to say
That would be like if you start She's All That. Or is that the movie where they do the glasses and the ponytail, right? Is that the one?
yes.
And you start the movie and you're like 20% through, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe the moral of this movie is that you're ugly if you're yourself and you should conform to how others want you to be. And then you stop watching the movie and bitch about it all the time.
Also, I want to point out this book had 0 rape in it.
Yeah, I know.
A 10 rape in it.
There was none of that.
No one raped anybody.
This person wanted a freakier book and was disappointed. This would be like if you started Frozen, and then when she's having the relationship with Hans, that was his name, right? You know? And then you stop watching because you're like, oh my god, I can't believe she just married somebody she met on the first day. This book has movie has horrible themes. And then turn it off. Or watch Inside Out and think, man, it's so good to suppress your emotions. What a terrible moral. And then turn it off. This is the dumbest review I've ever heard. You got any? You can think of a billion of those.
I can, but I just don't know why anyone would say something that could potentially make you sound like an idiot. Like, you don't know.
Oh my god. And that was the whole review. That was their one problem with this book, too. Hey, hey, hey. Joe, this is already fucking rough, man. I feel like we've been doing this for 5 hours already.
Oh, I know. How many are we doing today?
Until you get bingo.
Well, pretty close already.
No.
I'm 2 away.
Those were all lined up, the ones you got?
No, just 2 and then the free space.
Oh, free space.
Well, let's go to the next one. Go read The Way of Kings. It's so much better. Don't stay here. You won't like this review. I'm sad about it because I generally like Brandon Sanderson works, but this one just disappointed me. First of all, I didn't connect with the story, the characters, or the world building. Well, I didn't connected with anything at all, to be sure. I read like half the book, then I went to Wiki and looked up the finale because I couldn't stand all that nothing.
But he needed to end it, huh?
Let me explain myself. I find that the characters are just flat. The 2 female main characters are unbelievable and make me itch. Siri is just peevish.
I'm sorry, you gotta elaborate on that. Make me itch.
Itch in a good way, or?
Yeah, are you into them? That's what it sounds like. Oh man, they make me itch, man.
They give me an itch I can't scratch.
She's so peevish, she makes me itch.
Oh well, Vivenna also is peevish. And stupid. They are both stupid. I can condone stupidity, but not if it seems the only talent all main characters possess mingled with peevishness. That's all I can say about
mingled with peevishness. So how is Siri peevish? That's what I want to know. Because she doesn't want a dude looking at her in the bathtub, and she doesn't want to like have sex with a weird guy she just met. Is that peevish? I don't know that I'd say that.
The girl is like 15 or something.
Yeah,
17.
And she's pretty open, if I'm being honest about that stuff. I mean, she reacted. She was less peevish in that situation than I would have been in that situation. So,
and she was raised that way.
Yeah, but she got naked on the floor pretty quickly. You know, I don't think Vivenna would have done that. If that's your idea of peevish, then I don't know what you're looking for out of a lady, honestly. Or out of a female, an FMC, honestly. Yeah, you're a deviant. Go read some fucking light novels, you freak.
All the relationships, is there any relationship at all? Father, daughters, daughters, female, male, are poor.
What? 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 I'm sorry, that broke me. I don't even need to... Why did he
The
say it
father
like
is just
that?
the father is just as flat as the daughters, and also not believable.
Yes, the
One of his
father
daughters
is flat. He's in like a chapter.
His love for one of his daughters is less credible than the indifference to the other. Also, his decision making is worrying, if not like that of a lunatic. If
Yeah,
Avenna,
he's a dumbass.
your beloved is to marry the king of a rival nation since forever, is it possible that you decide against it the day before? What? When Ciri is sent instead of her sister, the idea that Vivenna goes nuts to save her is not introduced at all. She seems to have no reason whatsoever, and well, I almost skipped chapters related to Vivenna. Boring.
Wait, what? There's no reason for her to go try to save Ciri? Is that what this person tried to say there?
Yep.
Because she doesn't go nuts to save her. Is this person have a learning disability? What am I listening to here? This doesn't. I hear words, but they're not arranged in the way that like a human would speak. Joe, did you have an AI write these reviews? Are you just trolling us? But like an AI from like 7 years ago?
Take all the 1-star reviews on a site, throw them into an AI generator, and have it one out. See if you can tell
I
which
don't
one's
want to
the
hear
AI.
that. Joe, I don't want when the Terminators rise for them to have been trained on 1-star fucking Brandon Sanderson reviews, okay? I don't want that in there. Well, Sheta, what do you got over there? You must have something to say on this masterpiece so far.
No comment. I don't know.
Well, that made more sense than what we're listening to.
I think she's really regretting her decision not to drink.
Okay,
Yeah, it sounds
I'm
like
thinking I should go grab a beer
it.
at the very least.
Beer's not going to do it. We need some absinthe.
I do have a bottle of Everclear. I'm eyeing it. Don't do that. You'll go blind.
Yeah, give it to Joe. Then he'll go blind and he can't read these anymore.
He'll just have something read it for us.
Oh, God. All right. There's more to this one, isn't there?
Yep.
Oh, God.
As for the male characters, no hope there also. Vasher is just silent. His mysterious behavior just made him dumb to me. When I discovered who he was, I just sat there and closed the book and just blawed all around me.
He blawed all...
What? In what all around him?
He blawed all around?
Like
How's that spelled?
BLAH?
I heard blood for a second, so I'm
BLAH.
worried about...
Okay.
BLAHED.
Okay.
So...
This person's hilarious. What are you talking about?
You think this guy's funny? Why?
Because they're talking like a child or like a,
A child who's in college. That's what this sounds like.
yeah, most sadly are.
The magic system was original but not fascinating. The story not so engaging. The end just an end. All in all, not his best work.
The end
Okay.
is just an end. Okay. Is this the one with no caps in it, or is this a different one?
This is a different one.
Okay.
That was better than the last two. 4 out of 10.
I also like how this one gave reasons to complain about Ciri, complain about Vivenna. When it came to the male characters, complain about Vasher. Light Song not even mentioned.
How
Yeah.
could you not complain about Light Song if you hate everyone else? I found Light Song annoying quite often. No, he just said all the characters, there's no hope. So I guess there's no hope for Light Song.
Oh, yeah, not even to mention.
Not even worth mentioning.
I have a really big fear of.
But he
us
talked
doing-
about the frickin' king. What's that shit?
Well, this person didn't finish the book, right?
They
Right?
said they read the part with Vasher. That's pretty far into the book.
Yeah. Okay, never mind then.
They read half the book and then used a wiki for the second half.
Oh, so they didn't read the part with Vasher. They lied about closing the book in blah. That was a blatant lie, huh?
I don't know. I don't know how far that is in the actual book.
I don't think it's in the first half.
It's quite towards the end.
Well, not every book's for everyone. I don't actually hate you, person, like I did that previous review. Your opinion is fine. I'll raise it to a 5 out of 10. Though, just talk at your level of thinking. You don't need to try to sound anything, man.
But I'm in college. I have to
Yeah.
sound intelligent.
Yeah, you don't have to, man. You don't have to.
Then what am I paying for?
I don't want to RP with this imaginary reviewer anymore. It's weird.
Okay, my biggest fear is that we're gonna do a 1-star review and have one of our listeners hear their own review and us be mean to them.
Why? Well, first off, I'm not saying any of the names of the people leaving reviews.
Yeah, but they're like, that's my review. Like,
Second off, if you left a 1-star review, why are you listening to us read 1-star reviews of the book?
maybe in
Also,
hopes that
you
we'll read
know-
one of theirs.
Sheta, there are 1-star reviews where it's just like, I hated this book. It wasn't for me. I hated all these elements. And there are 1-star reviews where you're going to win on the bingo board. I don't think those people are listening to us because they would have stopped listening a long fucking time ago with some of the things you alone say.
Well, I hope so. I hope you're right.
All right. Want to go to next review?
No.
No, you know we don't.
Why do you even
All right.
ask that? I have a choice.
Okay, next one. I think most readers have at least heard of Brandon Sanderson or read one of his books. With his extensive catalog, I decided this would be the year I finally started one of his works. I chose Warbreaker, which in hindsight probably wasn't the best entry point. The synopsis and rave reviews promised an epic fantasy, but unfortunately I didn't experience that at all. There are many aspects I disliked, and I didn't even find it mildly enjoyable. First, the cover and title felt misleading.
He must have
Sirius-
had a UK cover.
Nope.
Oh, it's the one with the
Sirius featured
hot
on the
Siri
cover.
breathing out color? Yeah.
Well, it's like a Siri and Vivenna merge into one, because it's Siri's dress,
Yeah.
but breathing out the color is Vivenna.
That's the cover I had, and I can say I did not get what I expected out of that cover.
Neither did I. Yeah. I really wanted that rainbow hair, and that wasn't in there.
The cover didn't have rainbow hair. She just has white hair. She's breathing out a rainbow.
Oh, okay. Why
Yeah,
did I think it was the hair? Okay, never mind.
because of your picture you
odd-
drew.
The audiobook kind of has like rainbowish hair.
Mm-hmm.
Siri is featured on the cover, yet the book is named after another character. In the grand scheme of the story, with so many characters, Siri and Vasher were two of the main ones, but their roles felt small and somewhat insignificant.
I'm sorry, that line just hit me. Siri's featured on the cover, but the name is after a different character. 1 star. What? Sorry.
They had plenty of page time, yet their presence barely moved the story forward. It's hard to explain, but their impact just didn't feel substantial.
Sure.
At first, the world building intrigued me. The concept of colors and breath as a magical system was unique. People could animate inanimate objects by drawing color from their surroundings, providing that they had accumulated enough breath. To gain breath, they had to take it from another living person. Things became more complex with the introduction of gods and the returned, people who died but were brought back to life and worshipped as deities. While the idea was interesting, the execution became confusing and convoluted. The reasoning behind the breath system and its connection to the gods was poorly explained, and when the truth finally revealed, it felt underwhelming and inane.
I don't know that I'd say poorly explained. I may say deliberately not explained.
Inane, that's the word of the week. Just kidding.
And yeah, inane was not on the bingo board. I would be surprised if you thought that was
No,
going to come
I was
up.
just saying good job for using that word.
Yeah.
Character-wise, I immediately disliked Vivenna. She was one of the dullest protagonists I've ever read. Though she underwent significant development over the course of the book, she remained unlikable. Ciri, the younger princess who became the Hallandrin Queen, fared slightly better. Initially dismissed as a useless princess, she actually grew over the course of the book. However, I didn't feel
Unlike
connected
Vivenna.
However, I didn't feel connected to any of the characters. Vivenna, Ciri, Lightsong, Vasher, Denth, Tunkfa, the God King, and even the side characters all felt underdeveloped.
Not even Tonk
None of them-
Fa? You have to admit, it's easy to connect with Tonk Fa.
Why was he included?
Yeah, I don't know why he was included.
I think they just wanted to pad out that list. Because Tom
Yeah,
Fall's not a
maybe.
big character.
No, he's not. And you're not supposed to connect with him. If you did, you should go to a fucking police officer and turn yourself in right now.
The person tried. They're like, Almost, but not quite. Like
Yeah,
I
there's
didn't
only
really-
one character that I really saw myself in, Tonk Fa.
Yeah.
None of them had a single memorable moment or defining trait.
Wow, not even a single memorable moment. Not that you didn't like him. Not a single memorable moment. Wow. Okay.
Or
That's
defining
quite a
trait.
statement. Yeah, not a single defining
They have
trait.
color changing hair. How is that not rememberable?
Like you can't even say Light Song was somewhat lackadaisical or whatever. Like anything.
They were fucking cartoon characters. Like they were totally
Yeah.
memorable. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Siri is spunky.
Why?
Vivenna is all what was the word? All repressed.
Bookish and yeah.
You know, I wasn't really that complaining until that statement. That statement's pretty weird and stupid.
That's just not true.
Yeah.
Not only that, Nightblood literally has one defining trait.
Yeah.
And that is destroy evil.
You could even go less with Nightblood and say he's a sword. That's a pretty memorable trait about a character.
Yeah. A talking sword.
Yes, a talking sword. Yes.
Or again,
There was a
they're
character in
cartoon
Nightblood. I don't remember
characters.
his deal. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
As the story progressed, I lost interest in the story and didn't care what happened to them. The pacing was a major issue. Warbreaker was unnecessarily long, with the middle section dragging painfully. Then, after all the buildup, thousands of lifeless marching on Idris, Vasher's hidden army, there was no actual battle scene. The ending felt rushed, abrupt, and anticlimactic. One of the worst endings I've read in a long time.
No, I think a lot of people agree with you here. I know you two do.
Yeah, I do.
I just agree with like I felt like the ending was a good character-wise for like Vivenna,
Yeah.
Ciri, and stuff.
Well, sure, of course.
But I do wish we could have got a little bit of that action and seeing those stone soldiers actually moving.
Especially
was
since
weird
it's
not to show.
Warbreaker, and you expect to see more to
A
a
war.
war at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt, and also there was so much buildup for a war, and I get the
Mm-hmm.
subversion of not having one, but we do still want it. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
do a Twilight ending for us. Like,
Overall, I don't recommend this book. It is drawn out far too long, and honestly, I wish I did not finished it, instead of wasting so much time only to be left disappointed.
Well, it's your opinion. I besides those couple really strange things, the rest of it is just one man's opinion. That's so 6.5 out of 10. Would have been a 7 if not for that memorable thing. And that weird name picture on the cover thing. I don't understand that complaint at all.
I do feel sad for people who don't enjoy things because, they just like I get it. Sometimes you just are not in the mood for something, and you don't get you
Yeah,
don't.
I'm sure we've all
Color-
watched or read something where we wished we weren't halfway through. Mine was Dark Phoenix.
Wait, did you finally watch that?
I did, yeah. It was oh god. I'm glad the franchise died. Oh my god.
I
Don't
still
watch
have
it,
not
Joe.
watched
Don't
it.
watch it. Dude, don't watch it.
The trailers just look bad.
It's worse than the trailers.
Alright.
Sheta's, of course, was Warbreaker, because we know you wrote that review, Sheta. That's why you were pretty quiet during it.
No, mine would be Sucker Punch. I always
Oh god.
start that, and then I'm always like, why did I start this?
I like you always start it.
I have watched that too many times because I show people or people want to watch it, and I'm like, fine, but it's gonna be terrible, and then I forget how terrible it is, and then I'm like, this is terrible.
I think I've said it before on this podcast, but I have not watched Sucker Punch. And I know Justin's brother bought it for me one year for Christmas when we used to give each other joke presents.
Joe, somehow you're avoiding all these shitty movies we were watching over. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we used to watch a bunch of shitty movies. We just hang out and watch bad shit.
yeah, but those
then I
were
realized-
funny ones at least.
Yeah, no, these are not. They're just bad, like sad bad.
There's nothing to make fun of while watching Sucker Punch. It's like watching nothing happen for 2 hours.
Yeah, nothing worse than like a boring bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did watch Grown Ups 2.
Oh, God.
And that was only because I was listening to that podcast, like the worst idea ever.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I could
yeah.
understand what that podcast, what they were talking about. Because if people haven't listened to it, The original podcast was two guys who had never watched Grown Ups 1 or Grown Ups 2 decided to watch Grown Ups 2 every week for a year. And they watch it and then immediately record a podcast talking about the movie.
Do you know how quickly Sheta would become homicidal if we made her do something like that?
Yeah.
Probably
Yes,
as
I would.
quick as they did, because they were started going insane.
Oh, God.
Like, even by the time they're at like week 10, they just hated it. And they had like 40 some weeks left.
Did they
Oh,
memorize the
God.
word? Like, that's
Oh,
what I would
God.
do. I would just say the whole movie with the movie. We're like, oh, hey, Adam Sandler. How are you doing? I'm Rob Schneider. Here's a fart joke. Like,
Rob Schneider wasn't in that one. He was only in the first Grown Ups.
oh, is he? Okay. Well, oh yeah, it's Paul Blart guy that's in there.
Yeah.
And David Spade. David Spade, how are you?
Yep. And they
Wait,
started
Sheta,
having to
did
point...
you watch Grown Ups too?
It played at my bar for like 3 weeks in a row. So
Oh
that's
my
how I knew
God.
how that felt.
So I'm the only one here who's never seen it. Okay.
Yes.
And I liked also, they had to start doing like a part of their section every week was the Shining Star, I think it was, where they had to pick out what was the good moment this week. And some weeks they're like, you know what, this time, this guy's acting was good this week. All right. And let's go to the next review. This one's going to be a long one.
That wasn't a long one? Ugh.
No. Okay. This is actually the most joyless book I've ever read. Textbooks
Whoa.
have more fun.
Wow.
Okay.
Textbooks have more fun with their subject matter than Brandon Sanderson had with these characters, whom he treats with nothing but derision, and this magic system, which he over-explained to death but barely ever utilized for action.
Well, that's true. He didn't utilize it much. I don't know that he only utilized the characters for derision, though. That's quite a statement.
The narration practically drips with disdain for each of the characters. Their flaws are all...
That was a strange comment. Like,
Yeah, what the heck? I gotta hear this. Okay.
Their flaws are all superciliously waxed about at great length, and then thoroughly punished by the plot in a way that feels more like a religious sermon than a novel.
Oh, he's one of
And
these.
And of course, the brunt of that condescending scorn is directed at women.
Did this guy pull out his fucking thesaurus for this review? What is this 3-letter or 3-syllable word bullshit? Okay, yep, women, yep, condescension of scorn, yep. Brandon Sanderson hates women. It's a sermon, I got it.
I'm actually disgusted by the way Sanderson creates incredibly arrogant, yet woefully naive female characters. Levies consequences for their mistakes that destroys their entire lives and rip away everything they hold dear, and then writes hundreds of pages of them weeping and cursing themselves over how stupid.
Did this guy think he read the Marquis de Sade? What is this? Jesus. This was a pretty normal book. Holy crap. Oh my god. He thinks he's reading Redo of Healer? Like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god.
No joke, he did this to all 3 female characters.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. On the subject of misogyny, the Sanderson treat... The way Sanderson treats women's sexuality is also sickening. This man describes Blushweaver's voluptuous breasts a minimum of 5 times per scene she's in.
Oh my god, we already went over that.
He's constantly reminding us that she has inhumanely sexy hourglass proportions and wears incredibly revealing clothes. All her dialogue revolves around her vanity and her relentless desire to have sex with the male main character whose POV we see her through.
right.
You think maybe, bro, you think maybe the fact that we see her through his POV is part of why the hourglass figure thing is brought up? And yes, as Sheta said, all of her dialogue, everything about the character was just that. There was nothing else at all to read out of her.
Maybe this guy got distracted by those chapters and didn't pay attention.
Yeah, he was too busy overmastering.
And of course, the delight Sanderson apparently takes in thinking about these fictional breasts doesn't deter him in the least from slut-shaming the woman they're attached to.
What? Where was the slut shaming for one? And I honestly did not get the vibe that he was like
I'm just imagining this guy, imagining Brandon typing and giggling like he's having such a good time. Oh, like in the light.
he writes down she was voluptuous. She bent over and spilled out a hearty amount of her cleavage.
Boobage.
That's it. That's it. And he thinks we're watching heavy fucking metal. Like, Jesus Christ. God forbid a writer describe what a character looked like and try to give you the feelings you would have if you were watching a movie
How
of them.
dare you give me feelings, Justin? No.
Yeah, is this guy a fucking, like, repressed
He's
psycho?
clutching his pearls, Justin. Don't.
Yeah, I hear it. And all the disdain. I look forward to hearing about more of the disdain. We haven't even gotten to the characters who aren't sexualized yet. Oh, God.
The line that it's amazing how much better she looks when she takes the time to respect herself, the one time she wears modest clothing, literally made my jaw drop in outrage.
Well, I don't remember that line, but why? Who fucking cares? What are you talking about?
Also, all of her sexual advances are spurned. The fact that she's rejected dozens of times on page, mostly by Lightsong, but also by another male god, reinforces that her sexuality is shameful, both with the public embarrassment of unrequited desire and by relegating her to the age-old archetype of the temptress, constantly trying to coerce good men into her bed. A role that has been reviled since a role that has been reviled since literally before biblical times.
I cannot hear.
Before biblical times. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Sheta. I'm sorry. Oh God. Yeah, good men like Lightsong, the useless drunk who sits around doing nothing all day. Oh, Jesus Christ. What are you doing to me here?
All right, so Sheta, what were you trying to say?
She was saying, shut up, Justin. You're laughing too loud.
I just missed the part about Lightsong. Like,
tell her, do it again. It's worth hearing, Sheta.
Okay. All right. The fact that she rejected dozens of times on page, mostly by Lightsong, but also another male god, reinforces that her sexuality is shameful, both with the public embarrassment of unrequited desire and by relegating her to the age-old archetype of the temptress, constantly trying to coerce good men into her bed, a role that has been reviled since literally before biblical times.
Okay. That is weird.
They're acting like she was a fucking succubus. She was just and Lightsong had a huge crush on her. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he loved her.
Man. Yeah, loved. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, but they live in a hedonistic society too, and he doesn't quite fit into that. And that's why they had a connection. What were you going to say, Sheta?
I just don't understand. Like, the whole point is that she was kind of putting that on really hard but not very seriously, like.
Yeah, that was kind of their banter.
Yeah, she was playing into that role of the temptress, just like Lightsong is playing into his role as
that's true. That's true. The fool,
party boy,
right?
goof off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and like the temptress archetype, they're trying to kill you. It's like Blue Eyes from Sin City. It's like it's a dangerous thing. They're not trying to get you to join up with their political plans that aren't evil in any way whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's crazy. I don't know what the hell book this person was reading, but they need to they need to go to a doctor. Get their boneritis turned down because they're having a problem.
It's kind of cute to be like, how dare you? This is like biblical times horror, like of Babylon.
Yeah. Horror. Oh my God! Before biblical times. Let me know what text you're referring to, reviewer. I'd love to hear it.
Just the Bible.
No, pre-biblical.
Oh, I see.
Greek,
so like what?
mythology,
Epic of Gilgamesh. Yeah, Greek mythology. Yep, that would be it. So the Siren Song. This is similar to that. Oh
The
my
siren
god.
song.
Hmm.
All right, let's continue.
Oh
She's
god, I don't know if I can.
She's just an accessory to prove Lightsong's virtuousness in comparison,
Oh my
both
god.
sexually and in regard to her immoral political ambition.
That one actually makes me really mad because her story and their connection to each other was very tragic because he never opened up in the way he should have to be with her in the way that they should have been. And then she died before they were ever able to like connect in that way because of the life he was living. So that actually really annoys me because that's a very strange thing to say.
And for good measure, she has to be catty. She has to be a catty, mean girl who slut shames the innocent Ciri out of jealousy over a man. Cool. Thanks, Brandon.
Did he just call her Catty? Did I hear that correctly?
Hattie, yeah.
Yep.
Catty mean girl. Oh my god. And did he use slut shaming again? Oh my god.
Right.
Some
I
people just want to
already-
use some people just want to use the word slut. They get off on saying it. They can't find an excuse, so they write weird long ass reviews to get their weird fetishes out. That's what I think here.
Ew.
That's my theory.
Ew.
It's like people who it's like in Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know, when the guy's raging
Yeah.
against Esmeralda because he thinks she's the hottest. That's what we're hearing here. I guarantee it.
Judge
Judge
Frollo.
Frollo, was that it? Yep. We're listening to a Frollo.
That's true. That's scary.
It is.
All right. On the other side of the Madonna
Again.
there are two princesses.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
On the other side of the Madonna whore dichotomy, princesses.
That is
What
so
do you have
wrong.
against Madonna? What the fuck was that?
No, that's a type. Yeah.
Is
a
it?
character.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going back to his old pre-biblical
Yes.
archetypes?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. They're the two princesses who spend huge percentages of their inner monologues worrying about how in an alternate situation they would have had to lose their virginities to the God King. But then, of course, once Ciri falls in love with her husband and kisses him once, they can't resist having sex right away, even though they're under the impression that having a child will lead to both of them dying.
Oh my god, yes. How could a 17-year-old girl who's been standing with a fucking statue of Adonis she's fallen in love with week after week naked with the pressure of having sex ever hook up with a guy who's never ever had it in his life, doesn't know how it works, and has been watching this happen the whole time? That's so unbelievable.
Not only that, it spent the entire book telling us that Ciri was,
Impulsive?
shit. Yeah. That I just lost the word. Yeah, he always talks about how it was impulsive, and even when that was happening, she was thinking, "I shouldn't do this, but fuck it, I want to."
Yeah. Also, the taboo situation you're in. Dumb idea. I agreed, but not for the reasons you
But
do, man.
teenagers don't make dumb ideas. Like have dumb ideas.
Yeah, that
and
would
make dumb
never
mistakes.
happen. That would never happen.
That's so unrealistic.
And a guy who doesn't even know how babies are made.
It's giving. It's giving. Sex should never occur outside of marriage. But once two people are in love and married, it's magnetically inevitable that sex happen immediately.
What the fuck are you? What the fuck?
This person
What did I
sounds,
just?
That's a. Oh, I want to read that, but in the voice and language of this kind of person. They'd be like, it's giving not having sex until marriage, but as soon as you kiss, you will just automatically have sex because that's what it would do.
Oh, that's way worse. Shit, I hated that.
Yep.
Is that what we're listening to?
That's what they're trying
God.
to say.
Ugh.
So don't
You are
ever
reading.
kiss.
Yeah, you are
Huh?
reading a different goddamn book, person. I think this person has been subjected to one too many church sermons and is taking it out on this poor book.
Now I know what you're wondering.
Oh, do
He's
you?
distraught to distract from these thematic faults. The answer is no.
I'm wondering why you're not in an institution, but go on.
Alright. Reading this felt like having my skin slowly scrubbed off with a cheese grater. The narrative switches. The narrative switches rapidly between POVs in a mess of pointless friction. Each section drags agonizingly for a bit before getting to something interesting, only for the POV to immediately switch and the story to grate uncomfortably in an alternate direction.
You can't say great uncomfortably and not tell me what you mean by that. That's very specific.
I knew I would be reading a white man's fantasy novel, so I didn't expect sympathetic characters.
Ding ding.
Yeah, white was on our bingo board. Sheta, I was wrong. I told you it wouldn't be on there. I was wrong. You called it.
All right. So I didn't expect sympathetic characters or satisfying emotional growth, but I
I'm
at
sorry.
least expected.
Wait, I'm sorry. You knew you were going to read a white man's fantasy novel, so you knew you shouldn't expect sympathetic characters or satisfying growth. Was that what this person just said? Did I hear that right?
Yes. Yep.
Oh.
How many white men's fantasy novels has this person possibly read if that's their conclusion about, probably the race and gender who's written the most fantasy novels of all time with some of the greatest writings ever written? I mean, what?
I'm gonna guess
Jesus Christ. That is
in their mood when
blatantly
they think of it.
racist.
that they're just thinking of like some of like the 70s and maybe 80s sort of like Conan the Barbarian style.
That was a blanket statement, though.
And even
Yeah,
what
but-
I said was a generalized statement. Even what I said is not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what's the most famous white man's fantasy thing of all time? Maybe Lord of the Rings? You say that doesn't have any of that stuff?
Even
Game
just,
of
like,
or Song of Ice
Star
and Fire?
Wars. Like,
Well, that's not a novel, to be fair.
oh,
Shayna.
a novel? Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Aragon? Or was that a white boy? Does that count?
No,
I feel
or
like I'm
coming of
forgetting
age
an obvious
stories.
one. Yeah, oh my god. Chronicles of Narnia? Like, what are you doing here? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. That was very funny. Go on.
All right.
So this
All right.
person's racist. Okay, got it.
But I at least expected fast, kick-ass action scenes. One of the characters is literally a sword. But no, there is no sustained action whatsoever until the 97% mark of this 700-page book, which is insane to me.
So this person thinks
Instead-
they're so smart and they're bitching that there wasn't enough fighting. Okay.
Instead, all the characters' actions for the bulk of the story fall somewhere on the exciting spectrum of verbs between languishing and brooding. Moping, sulking, withering away, you name it, these boring people are doing it.
I don't know if I think sulking is between languishing and brooding. I'm just going to say it.
And the narration lays out the simplistic world-building tenets and super deep philosophical musings about religion and prejudice over. What plot there is, Sanderson injects in infinitesimal microdoses between pages upon pages of repetitive
Oh my
filler.
god. Wow, infinitesimal. So we get pages and pages of persecution? Was that what they said?
Pages upon pages of microdoses. Oh.
No, it was before that.
It was all right. So, and the narration, simplistic world minutes, and philosophical musings about religion, prejudice, over and over again.
I don't know. I honestly could have used more of that personally. I think that would have been more interesting because that stuff was touched upon, but not as much as in previous books, in my opinion. I mean, you didn't have the ska in here.
The one good thing I have to say about this book is that the ending was comparatively good with improved pacing, action, finally, and nearly all the threads finally tying together. And it wasn't
I'm sorry.
predictable, at least.
Mm.
Of all these reviews, this is the person who says, but the ending was good.
That's true.
Like, that's the main complaint on this book from everything I've heard. And that's what was good. The threads came together. Ooh, wow.
Of course, the female characters didn't get to do anything at all, though. And one of the major conflicts is just assumed to resolve off-page, which was a weird narrative choice.
That is true. The narrative choice, that off-page thing, that is true.
To address the most commonly praised aspect of Sanderson's work, the magic system is pretty cool, I guess. Although systems where magic is an economic commodity seem so mirthless to me. But, as I mentioned
Why?
before, it's rarely used and instead just talked about ad nauseum.
This person has a goddamn thesaurus. What is this?
Yeah.
Mirthless ad nauseum? What is this shit?
They broke the bank with their thesaurus today.
Yeah.
Needless to
I
say,
can't I just can't
Also, I
stand
would have
ones like this.
the pretentious ones.
Yeah. It's like, go write your book and stop putting it in these freaking
Oh
reviews.
god, imagine how painful it would be to read a book with somebody who likes to do
Exactly.
that with
But they're
words.
too scared to do it. So here they
I'm
are.
really annoyed because somebody's saying they didn't like that the magic system was part of the world economy and that made them feel mirthless. I would love to hear more about that. That sounds like an interesting opinion, even if I disagree. But of course, they don't go into that. They go into, he talked about boobs too often. That's what we need to focus on for a whole paragraph.
Dude, Blush Weaver was like 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, it was a long time.
And they could not get rid of their boner for that long.
Oh yeah, I
They-
forgot the Judge
They had to.
Frollo.
They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to. Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Hyperfix.
last little bit here. Needless to say, I'm wildly disoriented by the Sanderson hype. Why have we let this Mormon white man become one of the kings of
Ding,
modern
ding.
fantasy?
Wow, Jesus! Mormon
This
was
is
another
not a-
bingo word for those
Bingo.
listening.
A
You
rhetorical
got bingo?
Yeah.
You got bingo off this bitch?
Yes,
We
I
got
got bing-
bingo pretty fast. Jesus. What were our words, Sheta?
All right. We got Mormon, misogynist, white, religion, and didn't finish.
I don't know if religion should count because wait, didn't finish was one of them.
Yeah.
That's fucking good. I don't know if religion should count because you could be talking about it in a good way, you know.
Yeah, but what does it have to do with the review?
I mean, you could say I thought the religion aspects were really interesting. Yeah.
The way these reviews talk about it, they bring it up in a disparaging way.
They do. They do. I can't believe you put didn't finish on. That's so good.
Yeah. I'm just sick of hearing that in these reviews. I didn't finish it, couldn't even finish it. Yeah.
I can't
Get
believe at the
out.
end they spill out their fucking bigotry with that white Mormon thing. That's so disgusting. Like
Yeah.
you heard it all throughout. It was unsaid, and they could not hold back from spelling it out for you at the end. That is so fucking lame. What a fucking loser. You say you hope that you worry that fans aren't that they're not listening. I hope this fucking loser is listening because they're racist and they're an asshole. And they use words weirdly. I don't know why you'd use those words in those ways. It's strange and it's annoying to listen to.
Mhm.
And they're on the don't have hot girls in stories train that I'm sick of. So get them out of here. That's what I say.
Well, I forgot I got bingo a while ago. I forgot they also talked about rape as well.
You got 2 bingos?
2 bingos.
2
One
bingos.
diagonal, one across.
What words were in the other bingo?
It was just rapist. That wasn't that one.
I see.
Yeah.
Joe, I hate you. I hate you so goddamn much for making me
I
listen to audio diarrhea.
I said this one was these reviews were much worse.
You know, somebody like this, you know, we've read a bunch of Brandon Sanderson books. I like him, but I don't know that he'd be my personal king of fantasy, but somebody like that makes me want to fucking make him that just to piss them off.
Yeah. I can't believe it when it gets to the end of it and it's just something very hateful at the end, and now I have to just disregard your entire opinion and stuff.
Yeah, well, good. Easy. That's a blessing. You know, this person went in like, this is a white Mormon man, so I'm going to let that color everything I read. And is the Mormon thing, is that implying that he's talking about their attractiveness because of the stereotypes about Mormons having like 50 wives? Is that what they're doing there? Because that's really lame.
I don't know. That might be just the
Like,
male part.
that they're misogynist, you know, more misogynist
right.
than a regular white male because of, you know, your very loose understanding of an entire religion based on random stereotypes.
Yeah. Maybe they just saw the Mormon Wives show and they were like, this is what they get up to. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. That's a good show.
You've never watched it.
Yeah, but it's on my list. Then I'll finally understand Brandon Sanderson, Justin. Because that's apparently how it is.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Right. I love you.
Let's go on to this next one. This one's short. Do you hate women? Then you'll love Warbreaker.
Oh my god.
No, seriously, whoever recommends you get into the Cosmere by reading Warbreaker first is actively gatekeeping the Cosmere. End of review.
What?
Oh, that's interesting. Like,
What book are these people reading? I was actually, across the books, there've been like, every book's had like a spunky female character. Well, actually, no, Mistborn did not, so that's not true. But, this was the book that I really liked the female protagonists in it, like more than in the previous books. Like, I thought they were really fleshed out and I thought their plot was really interesting. So all this, like, I hate women, like, why? What did I do to hate women by liking the characters in this book? I don't understand.
if by fleshed out you mean got bigger boobs, then that's exactly what happened in this book.
I'm gonna say, you know whose breasts were never referenced? Fucking Ceres or Vivenna's. I have no image of them in my head because it was irrelevant to the story. That's like them being. I mean, they never point out how fucking like ripped and hot Light Song is, but that
They
was
do.
pointed out too. No, in the reviews they don't. In the book they do, but in the
yeah.
reviews they're never like, "Oh my god, what is this unrealistic male body standard that Light Song or whatever?" Vasher takes off his shirt, and from Vivenna's perspective, she's like, "He's fucking hot." That's how I read that scene. But nobody's pointing that out, that from a female perspective, a male character was objectified. And that's very telling about these assholes. Brandon Sanderson wrote this in honor of him getting married, correct? Wasn't that the story or something like that?
He got engaged and got married during the story.
Okay, so it was kind of in that time. Did she read his book and then suddenly leave him at the altar? Like,
Also, here. So I'll also read the dedication for this book. For Emily, who said yes.
There you go. And did she say, "I'm sorry, Brandon, but you are an overt sexist, misogynist boob fetishist. I cannot be with you anymore." Is that the next part of what happened? I assume not.
Maybe. I'll read his wiki.
I don't need to know the drama. I just need to know, did she say that and then leave him alone at the altar?
No.
They're still
Well,
together.
there you go. That's a pretty good review of it not being that misogynist.
Yeah, just shows to
Jesus
show
Christ.
like you can never please people, because you're right about the other books. There's people being like, "Oh, there's this girl. His character is just a Mary Sue. They're just a same spunky girl." Now he's gone to great efforts to have kind of more of a variety of girls. Light Song, the two sisters, and then the other girl too.
Girl.
I'm sorry, not Light Song. Blush Weaver. Like,
Yeah.
did I miss something? Yeah. And then the other girl too, the one that has with Claude,
Jules?
Yeah, Jules. And still
I
people
would have
complain.
liked to see Jules fleshed
you know?
out more, but yeah, you're right.
I thought we
I
wouldn't
don't know
have
if-
any comments about that, but here we go.
I didn't think that it would be. I thought that it would be that they're Mary Sue's, like you said, that they're spunky. I thought it would be that they were uncomfortable with the, impregnation thing, which is in there. I did not expect what we've been listening to here. That is crazy. If you think that these girls are like misogynist, sexist characters, I don't think you can watch movies or read books with females in them. I think
They
you just need to only do all male media. Because, like, you can watch Dragon Ball and skip over the Bulma scenes. That's about all you can do.
Did not finish at chapter 7. Avoid the book if you don't want sexualization everywhere.
God!
Sign me up. Sexualization
could only-
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. And they could only get to chapter 7. Oh my god. These people are sheltered.
I do feel bad because I wonder if he does have some fans that are more religious, since he's kind of, people know he's Mormon and stuff.
Well,
And they thought
those
they might be
last few...
safe, like,
Those last few haven't been, though, They've all bashed the religious aspects,
yeah, I know that. That's true.
But even so, the themes of this book, I think, are pretty fine, for
And
religious
even what
stuff.
he has even what he has in books, this is still very tame compared to a lot of other stuff I've read out there.
I don't know where this sexualization thing comes from. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that one review said, they're not wrong. It's not portrayed as like it's cool to like just bang chicks, you know? Like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. Have these
We
people
have
ever, like,
one sex scene, and it's between a married couple. Like, it's not,
yeah. What kind of
not
review do
like
you
a
think these
sex
people would give
palooza.
Witcher, Sheta?
Uh, I'll gouge my eyes out and never read a book again. Like,
Yeah,
that's what would happen.
Jesus. Game of Thrones has sex scenes every other second, and that's one of the most popular modern fantasies.
Yeah. They do sound quite sheltered, so I feel bad for them, but
Well, we'll see.
Within the first 10 chapters, an adolescent girl is nude in front of adult men twice.
Oh,
And in
come
one
on.
scene,
She's Fantasy
basically,
World 17.
and in one scene, basically being oogled and prepared for rape. And I'm just done.
yeah, this
Sanderson
person
is not
didn't.
the author for me.
Oh,
Pity,
yeah.
since I loved Stormlight Archive.
He's like, man, the next chapter is going to be her being violently violated. I can't read any
I'm not.
further.
Yeah, this person did not read like Game of Thrones, that first book with Daenerys, where she does get raped, and we see it. It's in
No,
Dothraki
she doesn't
style.
quite. She kind of does, but she learns ahead of time how to not have it be as bad as it could be. That's how it is. So
Yeah,
it's a little
no,
tamer than it could have been.
Khal Drogo was much gentler than you would have assumed. Like,
Yeah, she was still sold into marriage, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, she did not have the ability to say no. That
Yeah. She made the best of a bad situation, but I have to imagine if you read that or watched that show and you did not turn it off right there, you are a hypocrite. That's what I say.
yeah. The show was a lot
Also,
harsher.
the show was harsher. You're right. It was
Yeah,
really creepy
yeah.
in the show, wasn't it? Yeah, I
It was
remember now.
exactly like what you might think and stuff. The book was
Hmm.
nicer.
the
So,
show also added in a lot of extra sex scenes.
Yeah.
gotta keep the ratings up.
Much.
But especially if this person read a previous series and they're like, okay, I know this Stormlight Archives is multiple books, right, Joe? Or is it just one?
Yes.
So they've read multiple
Yep.
books by this guy. They loved him. They read another book. Something questionable starts to happen, and they think, I'm not going to trust this writer that I've loved and followed. I'm going to assume that he's turning this into a snuff film and shut it. Like, what is that? That's so weird.
It's a personal thing for people. I think there's things that people find really touchy, especially sex stuff, and they just like get very nervous about it.
Well, Joe, let me know. Is Stormlight Archive a book for 10-year-olds? Or is it like a grown-up book
Wait, are we
for
gonna read it?
grown-ups? Eventually.
Oh, I don't
I
want to
mean,
know.
is it like Baby's first book? Is it like See Spot Run or like Cat in the Hat? Is that what it is? Or is it like a grown-up book with similar like adult themes we've been following? You can spoil that.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because if this person's reading this book and didn't expect to have like every single Brandon Sanderson book we've read so far has been pretty fucked up, if I'm honest, you know?
There
It's
is
been
a
about some pretty like
Mhm.
adult themes, not anything too mature. Like a kid could read it fine, in my opinion, but
It would be a
like, you know,
PG-13 movie, like at
exactly.
least.
Yeah. It wouldn't be fucking
Not rated G.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything else we've read. Stormlight Archive
That's
is
what I
still
assume.
adult fiction.
Yeah,
Okay.
I assume so. I didn't think it was gonna turn into fucking you know,
Percy Jackson.
Harold. Yeah, even Percy
yeah.
Jackson is probably too mature for these people. And then, like, and here's the thing that actually worries me about these people. I read the same book, and when I'm reading that scene where she's being prepared for that, I felt scared for her while I was reading it, you know? I was like, Jesus, this is fucked up. I hope nothing bad happens to her. This is scary. Because I'm in her perspective. They read and they're like, whoa, this is too steamy and perverted for me. I can't read anymore. Like, the narrator's clearly leading you down a path where you're like, this is bad, guys. This is really scary and bad. And they're reading a fucking Pornhub, like, video. What the hell is this?
Something's crossed in your wires, man.
Yeah, I think so. Oy. Weirdos, man.
Yeah, and also they've read those other Sanderson books, so they already know the sort of themes and the way he writes his stories. So
it's like the people are like, a ska got killed. This book is elitist and racist. And you're like, that was a bad thing, you know? Like,
I'll continue with this review.
There's more?
That is-
Oh no.
There's always more.
That aside, the characters were flat as boards. The only thing I gather from the first 6 chapters is that we have Kelsier 2.0 and Vin 2.0, but not nearly as interesting.
Where in the
No
name of
redeeming
God was
qualities.
Vin 2.0? Where was Vin 2.0? Tell me that. I can't even guess who that was. What the hell?
No redeeming qualities that either of the original characters had. They just exist. I learned
Yeah, and
pretty
you
much.
can tell in 6 chapters what kind of character Vasher fucking is. Yeah, in like the 10 seconds he's in the book.
I learned pretty much nothing about either of them, and I didn't care about either of them. No glorious hook I had with Kaladin or Vin or even Kelsier, who legitimately cared about people. Just fucking talking boards.
If I have to say who cares about people more, fucking Vasher or Kelsier, it's a pretty easy answer for me. Kelsier is great, but he's a pretty selfish character.
Yeah.
And he murders people. He's a murderer, Like, Jesus.
And this book, I could tell, was going to have bloat. Man, is it just endless magic description. I love some magical systems, sometimes. I love the magic systems in Mistborn and Stormlight. This one just bored me to tears. Too much description on something that seems so trivial.
The magic system in a Brandon Sanderson book is not what I'd call trivial.
Also, they said that they could tell this book was going to have gloat, because they only read 7 chapters.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is he saying?
Like it was going to be full of like unnecessary blah, blah, blah,
Oh, okay.
like nothing, like bloated,
Oh, bloat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And the fact that they only read 7 chapters, so they're complaining about all the magic just being talk. The magic was only in the prologue at that point.
Yeah. That's really strange to me because I wanted more sooner. I was kind of annoyed with how long it took to get to the magic.
Yeah.
Sheta,
Someone
you keep sounding like you're threatening to say something insulting to this person.
No.
Someone recommended this book to me. They highlighted the cool colors magic. Literally nothing else. They didn't tell me about the awesome characters or the awesome plot or whatever. Just, man, the magic is so interesting. The colors do this and this and now I understand. That seems to be the bulk of the book. Magic descriptions.
It's not. It is
I wish it
absolutely
was,
not.
bro. I legit wish it was. I wanted a lot more
Oh my
magic
God.
stuff. It was all characters. That was the
There
whole
was
book.
like that is a really incorrect description of what
yeah.
happened.
Well, that's what you
Mistborn,
get for
it
just
was more
guessing.
yeah. It was
Mhm.
laced with all that the entire time and stuff. You're constantly learning about the magic. And here it was all stuffed into that one chapter. Like
Yeah. And in Mistborn, the magic was happening nonstop, and it was weaved into the plot of the world, like fully.
Yeah.
Everything was the metal. It was so important. In
mhm.
this one, we didn't get, that many sequences of like combat magic with this, or like, even using it that often. And we didn't learn a lot about the world, the magic of the world. So yeah, I think that's pretty funny because,
This person is a liar. They didn't read the book.
yeah,
No points.
yeah, 0 out of 10.
I'm not feeling bad tossing this one to a thrift shop and calling it quits with Sanderson. It was a good run. I'll forever treasure Way of Kings.
And he
Do
gave
not
up on the writer from this book. Jesus. I have writers I love who wrote something I don't like. I wouldn't give up on them because of that one thing. Jesus.
Do not recommend, unless you're a George R. R. Martin fan or books similar to that style. I avoid them like the plague, and now shall treat Sanderson as such.
Oh my God.
Why? But you
That is-
liked one of his books.
I hate people like this.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know what? We'll just feel sorry for them that they will no longer get to have any more enjoyment from the
Wait.
author. You know?
Isn't The Way of Kings, isn't that thing multiple books too, Joe?
Yeah. So the person said that they, so clearly they must have liked Mistborn because they referenced Kelsier and Vin.
You're right. They read all of Mistborn. They read all of this series. And then they read 7 chapters of one book and they're quitting the writer forever. That's crazy.
Yeah, because they also said that they liked Stormlight Archive, which means that now they're not going to read any of the future books that were released in that series because of this one.
That's crazy.
Who
I'm
hurt
not gonna
you?
judge fucking. I wouldn't quit reading like Jeff Johns because I hated his New 52 Justice League. That'd be insane. Like, Jesus.
I don't want to be anyone this person dates or is related to or
Yeah.
friends with. Like, score me
You
once and you are banned. You are just
No,
out
no.
of my life.
Threaten to scorn you. Threaten to have bloat. That's it. And they will quit you forever. Like, I think you might be boring later this week, so we're no longer a couple. I know we've had 5 wonderful years together, but
5 kids, all that.
yeah, 5
but-
kids, yeah. You bored me once and you maybe bore me again. Go away.
It's over
sounds
forever.
reasonable.
Yeah, sounds reasonable. Oh my god.
Anything else from that review you two wanted to talk about?
I'm surprised we got that much. What's that?
We see some strange characters on these reviews. Like, you get to see the insides of these people's brains and how they think about how they see the world.
Yeah, how they reason, if you can call it that.
And
yeah,
at the e-
it's nice. One of the nicest parts about the world is I don't have to see inside these people's heads. I can
This
just
is why I
ignore
hate
them.
Mhm. I hate these reviews. I don't want to know. If you are like that, I don't need to know what your brain is like. Like, just,
Oh my god.
I hate these.
Say it like Anakin.
I hate these. They're animals.
And that one too, it talked about like, you're not gonna like this unless you're like into like George R. R. Martin style. And I'm like, these books are not that much like George R. R. Martin.
No,
No.
I don't know what would be comparable in here.
They were obviously shook by all the sex and like the
Did this
the
guy reference that
tantalizing
though?
yeah.
Yeah,
Was it
the
not?
person. Yeah.
Oh, he was the threatened. Yeah, you're right. So you're
Mhm.
probably right. He started
Mhm.
George R. R. Martin's books. He saw Jamie and Cersei having sex, and he shut it in disgust immediately. Right?
Mhm. Is there a clothespin on your dick? Just kidding.
You're
Sorry,
not
yeah.
kidding.
Uh,
You're not kidding. I think that's the generous way to say it. This was bad. Jesus. You know this is bad because even Sheta's laughing. That means it was bad.
Next review. Edit. Dropping this to 1 star because of that really creepy non-consensual sex scene. Yuck.
Wait, he gave it a higher grade before he finished it, and then he got to a point and lowered the score? Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe they thought about it more.
Also, which non-consensual sex scene?
Well, there were none.
Yeah, so that's why I'm waiting to hear which one he's talking about.
This is partly why it fits in YA, and partly why it has no business being read by young adults. Honestly,
Yeah?
this reads more as YA, not because of the age of the characters, but because of the lack of depth of the societies. At first glance, the magic system may seem well developed, but it's really rather shallow and nonsensical, with hair bleaching white and blonde being more colorful than brown. The constant male gaze is also extremely tiresome, especially with Blushweaver. And the
You mean with
fashion
only
is
Blushweaver?
incoherent.
Yeah, with only Blushweaver.
What do you mean
From
especially
a guy who's attracted to her to make sure that the audience knows that these gods look the way they look. All right, yeah. Just admit you were into it. Anytime I hear, well, can we tell, is this a girl or a guy? Can we tell?
Not that I can go off of.
Well, anytime I hear a guy start talking about the male gaze, I don't trust him. I just don't. It's like those old priests who used to be rail against homosexuality the most, were like the most closeted, psychotic, like just sleeping with men in bathhouse guys. These guys nowadays who are always whining about the male gaze, I'm like, you are the biggest fucking pervert ever. Same with guys who would call this an unconsensual rape scene. I'm like, what kind of skeletons do you got? I just don't trust people like this. If it's a girl, I'll give her a little more slack, but if it's a guy, then I'll punch him in the face.
And the fashion is incoherent.
Oh
This
my
is yet
God.
another of those books that assumes that trousers are inherently more comfortable and practical, and that shorter garments are inherently cooler.
What? More practical than a what? Long flowy dress? Is that what he's saying? Like for running? Because it is. And cooler, as in like a short skirt would be cooler for it being hot out. Am I hearing this right? Because this sounds so stupid. I feel like I must be mishearing.
That's the only thing I could think of.
That's one of, bro. What are you talking about?
Nitpicking. Move on.
I know Vivenna was supposed to come off as privileged, but I still maintain that Sanderson doesn't understand all the privilege that he's built into the characters and the society, and that's part of what doesn't work for me. He doesn't
What?
seem to be aware of how the technologies he's built into the world would influence it. Example, the disliking fish thing.
What?
This person makes no sense. It's not worth dwelling on them.
Yeah, that legitimately doesn't make sense. That
makes
sentence.
no sense.
I think pretty much what they're saying is that they know.
No, I get what they're
Vivenna-
saying. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense if you think about it for half a second, because that just doesn't make any sense. I hate this person. I hate this person so much. They've said, what, 3 sentences now, none of which I understand the words of, but none of which make any sense
This is
whatsoever
why
to say.
I hate doing 1-star reviews because it's mostly stupid people.
Well, this isn't even stupid people. Like, stupid
makes no
people
sense.
oftentimes don't make, like, I think this is an AI. I don't think this is a human at all. Like, the words make sense, but the concept doesn't. Yeah, Joe, this is not a real human. That's my assumption here.
All right. Well, last paragraph for this one. The worst part was that none of the characters were actually interesting, and their quips felt manufactured rather than amusing. I could go on with everything else that bothered me, but I'm not sure what the point of that would be because I'm evidently in the minority.
Well, that last one was a real comment that made sense. So, from the first sentence, I hated this person, and in the end, they did not save it. 0 out of 10 stars. This is the worst review I've ever heard of any of these. Ever. Never want to hear from this person again in my entire life. If you ever see this name, do not read it. Especially, I don't think there's anything I hate any more than when somebody says vague shit and then says, I could go on, but I'm not going to. I'm like, why did you write anything?
It's like, you can't go on because you barely have enough words.
Yes. Vocabulary to say this. Joe, move on, or I'm going to start screaming.
Yeah.
I am so mad.
All right.
Right.
All right. Next review. The first few and last few chapters were okay. Thank you, Brandon, but I'm done. Falafel, best girl.
Huh? Who's Falafel?
I don't know. My only guess is that maybe they're talking about their one sister Fafin. That's the only name I could think of that could work.
So they
Also,
got the
that
name
review
wrong?
that review had 0 capital letters.
So again, a stupid person.
That is a very confused person. I would
Couldn't
love somebody
spell,
who
didn't
says
get the character right.
Yeah, it's so frustrating
you
to me.
even
Somebody who
read?
says, yeah, if they say, I like the first 2 chapters and the last few chapters, I was actually really ready to hear their critique. That sounded really interesting.
Justin,
And then
you
they
will
just
never
make a
hear
falafel
anything.
joke. One review I remember made a bunch of points and I appreciated it, even if I disagreed. This is just infuriating.
They all are. I hate these.
It's like being like, hey,
hate
dude,
these.
I heard this really cool joke, and then they never tell you. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't have enough to say about it, so I'm not gonna say it. It's like,
Yeah,
why
I
did
don't
you
see the
even
point
bother
in saying
bringing
it.
it up?
Yeah, I know.
Why
Oh
did you waste
my
my
God.
time? This is okay.
Yep.
If you hate
Yep.
these, can you please tell Joe to stop making me do these? I don't want to do them.
If you
I
love
will-
watching Sheta suffer horribly, encourage him to do them, because she is suffering a lot over here.
I will once again defend myself and say that I did not want to do them after we did the Hero of Ages one. But Justin
yeah, Sheta,
said,
you're
no,
the one
we
who
have
kept
to
saying
do
we should
Warbreaker.
do them. Sheta, you're the one who kept saying we need to do more.
Justin is gaslighting me.
You
And-
remember, you said it.
I did not.
And we will need to at least do these one time for Way of Kings because I want to make Justin draw a Stormlight Archive Hatsune Miku art.
Oh my god.
That's the main reason why I want to do it for Way of Kings. All right, let's go on to this next review. Starts off with a quote from the book. "You should watch yourself, child," he whispered. "Not all here in the palace is as it seems." Ciri and Vivenna are princesses of the mountain kingdom of Idris, a minor power whose very existence is threatened by invasion from the kingdom of the iridescent tones. And so, to avoid war, one of them must leave her home to marry the god king of Halandrin, a man
Wait, is this a
reputed to be a
review?
monster. Yes,
Oh my
A
god.
review or a description of the book?
it's a review. Read a book by Brandon Sanderson, and certain things are guaranteed to appear. An innovative magic system for one, and a really interesting religion. As a huge fan of traditional magic and fantasy, I'm practically never impressed by new and innovative magic systems. And since this is more or less Sanderson's most well-known strength, it may be part of the reason why I'm not so fascinated by his writing as a lot of other people are. Religion has always fascinated me, however, and the mythology surrounding the God King of Halandrin and the Court of Gods was perhaps what I enjoyed most about this book. The religious aspect is even more visible here than in the Mistborn trilogy.
Yes, that is true.
The characters? What to say about those? There are 4 POVs of any importance. Ciri and Vivenna are mostly boring, and the latter is also quite frustrating from time to time. Might be an unpopular opinion, but there it is.
No details? That's it? Is that it?
It's a longer review. There might be some later.
Yeah, I fucking doubt it. I'll be surprised.
The third is Lightsong the Bold, god of bravery, and though he's a really nice guy whose repertoire of witticism and puns never seems to be depleted, his chapters are the ones where absolutely nothing is happening. But after more or less calling 3 of the 4 POV characters boring, I should also mention that there are exceptions. Almost all the POVs have interesting chapters, especially towards the end.
This is a 1-star review? Or is it like at least a 2?
However, and it is a really important however, the 4th POV is abso-damn-lutely amazing. Basher is a mysterious guy running around in the shadows of Halandrin with his companion Nightblood, who is nothing less than a sentient sword. I'll leave the details hanging, but if someone could challenge the great Kelsier as my favorite Sanderson character, it would most definitely be this duo.
Okay, I don't say this lightly, but this sounds like the dudiest dude of all time.
The dudiest
hates all
dude?
hates all the girl POVs, likes the guy with the sword, like loves Kelsier. Like I just feel like he seems like a person I know.
And apparently, to compensate for the boring main characters, Sanderson has included yet another amazing duo in this book, namely Denth and Tonk Fa, the mercenaries with the fabulous mercenary humor. At first, they seem almost to be introduced to the story as comic relief, but as the story progresses, the reader discovers that they are really so much more.
Yeah. He likes them? Is it sarcasm or does he actually like them?
I like them.
I would hate this person in real life.
Just because they like the mercenary characters?
That just sealed it for me.
One other thought, while reading this book, it struck me how simple it actually is. That is not meant in any negative way, but despite the innovative magic system and the developed religious system that are apparently mandatory in the Sanderson book, this is not particularly complex. The plot is fairly straightforward without any completely unpredictable twists. The characters are witty and simple people, and the purity of innocence of some of them is actually quite funny. So in the end, I'd say this was a good book and a recommendable one, but not as good as I would have hoped. I have now read 5 Sanderson stories, of which only one was a masterpiece, but I'll expect him to provide me with more in the future. An author this popular will always get the highest possible expectations from me, but I still believe he is perfectly able to meet them. And then final quote from him, "It's odd," he finally said, "what history does to a man."
So that was not a 1-star review.
This was a 3.5-star review.
3.5. That was still one of the most unsatisfying reviews. I really crave to know people's criticisms, and they always just touch upon them. Why write a review if you're not going to be in depth? It drives me nuts. Like, just tell me, man. Just tell me why you don't like the character.
I kind of am scared for the day where one of our listeners is the reviewer, and
Why
we're
would they
really
be
mean to
listening
them.
then? We weren't
Well,
mean to
they're-
that
they're
guy.
sit-
I'm saying I
saying
want
some
more.
Yeah.
The dude who comes out and says 1 out of 4 stars, book was doo-doo, I don't like cause I confuse. I don't think they're going to be listening to our podcast.
All right. Well, now that we've gone through a 3.5-star review to just kind of cleanse your palate, let's go
It
back to
didn't,
the.
though. It didn't cleanse our palate.
Well, it's meant to be because they say some good stuff, they say some bad stuff, but it's not really stupid bad stuff. So let's go into the stupid shit again with another 1-star review, just to make the 1 star sound worse.
Joe, you're a monster.
This was a
He's
fan's.
monster.
This was one of our fan suggestions.
This review?
No, to throw in a 3 or 4
Oh, so they're the
review.
sadistic one.
Was that?
Fucking
How dare
monster.
you.
Sadistic monster.
Because I did the same thing in Hero of Ages, and you said it made the next review even worse.
It does.
Yes, it
They're
did.
not good.
All right, here we go. Next review. This book is really bad. Don't read it. Not just bad because it's the usually technically deficient writing of Branderson, but the plot of this book is actually also bad, leaving basically nothing left to enjoy. The story is extremely boring and repetitive, and really didn't need to be 700 pages. Almost all scenes were a discussion between a pair of characters or a group of characters that had appeared in the same exact pairing/grouping in many, many other chapters, meaning that there was no dynamic shift in the interactions. The number of lame
That's interesting
conversations.
because that's moderately true. I wouldn't call that a complaint because the characters were so separated and the point was to get to explore their specific dynamics. However, he is pretty much correct. So I think that's interesting, at least. Just different matter of opinion. So that's something.
The number of lame conversations between Lightsong and Blushweaver, yes, that's her real name, was insane. And their flirting was just some of the most poorly written tripe I've ever read.
You got to read more tripe, man.
Additionally, Ciri's conversations with Susebron were equally cringy, when Ciri having to explain what sarcasm is and Susebron's awkward attempts at understanding this concept, just really boring stuff.
I don't agree with that at all. That's a classic for that's one of the most interesting parts. Yeah, I don't agree even a little bit.
I said that those were one of my favorite moments in last week episodes. So.
Yeah, if you don't like those moments and you're complaining that you're not getting enough character dynamics, I don't know what you're looking for because it would just be characters interacting like that, you know? So if you're complaining, oh, these characters stuck around with each other too long, I wish they talked to others. No, you don't, because it would have just been more of this. So I think that's a strange complaint to have after the previous one. I hated how everyone talked. I wish they talked to other characters more. That's not how that works.
This book could have easily been the length of The Emperor's Soul, given the amount of plot and character building in it.
I don't agree with that at all. It could have been shorter. It couldn't have been that short. Jesus.
Unfortunately, it dragged on for hundreds of pages, and by the time the Sanderson avalanche came with the clever plot twist, I'd really given up caring.
I'm sorry, did he call the Sanderlanche a Sanderson avalanche? Wasn't the whole point that it was a pun?
Yeah. He also called him Branderson earlier, too.
Branderson.
This guy thinks
I
he's
think
funny.
I was pitching we should do a similar thing. Make the name a little shorter. Bransan, that was ours. Yep, we're bringing it back.
Well, as long as it's not that other one that I don't like.
I thought that was the one you didn't like.
No, there's one I hate more.
It was Brando Mando.
No,
No.
Brando Sando.
Brando
Oh,
Sando.
actually-
Oh my god.
Which is actually much more commonly used.
No, that's fun. If I was him and my fans called me Brando Sando, I'd never write another book again.
no, guys, no.
Oh my god, no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we have just one more review.
I give that review a 3 out of 10.
0.
All right. Here's the last one. If I had to describe this with a single phrase, it would be, and that's it? Having read a few Sanderson books, I've become used to the infamous Sander slash that dominates the last 1/4 of each Sanderson book.
A Sander slash? Is that a thing?
Not that I
What is he trying to say there? What's the infamous Sander slash? What's the pun?
Justin,
I'm
I
just
don't think
gonna
these people are that clever. Don't think about it too hard.
I guess.
I'm just going to assume they got confused by Sanderland. So picking up Warbreaker, I already knew that every little piece of information sprinkled throughout this book would come to a neat bow at the end. But instead, I got the ending of Warbreaker. In fact, I pretty much got nothing outstanding when it came to Warbreaker. Instead, just broken potential. A unique setting brought down by vague world building that never goes anywhere. Characters who either fall flat, Vasher, Ciri, Susabron, or are even downright annoying. Vivenna, Denth, Blushweaver.
Was that capitalized?
Yep, that one was all caps.
That's interesting. Calling Ciri flat, you could say you hate her, but calling her flat, I think, is very strange because she was one of the more fleshed out characters.
Maybe he
I
means
would've-
her chest size, though.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. If I hated Ciri, which I don't, I would not call her flat. Susabron, sure, if you wanted to. And annoying is subjective. I can't say anything on that.
What about the other flat character of Vasher?
Vasher, you could say that you didn't get to see him as much as you would want to and interpret that as flat. That's me being generous.
All right, continuing. And such a mediocre ending. I had to pause for a second to make sure I hadn't glanced over entire sections of the novel.
Huh? Oh, he's trying to be funny. Well, he failed.
This is the worst part of these reviews when someone thinks they're being a funny guy.
Yeah.
Why do you think?
Just
you
give me the
have to be
fucking
entertaining?
review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, reviewers who try to be entertaining are so.
Only when they're
When they're
bad
not.
at it. When they're good
When
at
they're
it.
bad at
Whew,
it.
they're good.
So everyone wants to be that guy, the funny one that
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh ho ho,
Mr. Plinkett
like
or whatever.
1,000 likes or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but no, you're not.
Warbreaker is a very character-focused novel. It doesn't focus on as much action as Mistborn, for example, which I thought would welcome me to a very much enjoying this book. Instead, it just evolved into boring, vaguely fantasy favorite, Drizzle, with characters whom I just could not care for in the slightest. The only character I consistently enjoyed reading was probably Ciri, as she did actually have some real growth in the book that wasn't
What?
just her internally...
You said she was flat. I'm super confused by that. Who's interested in a flat character? What the? I guess Sheta, your theory was right. She wasn't stacked enough.
Yep.
I hate reading about small-breasted characters, but she was the most interesting. If she had had a double D set, I would have liked her more.
Oh, God. I
That's
hate
what
that
we're
person you
hearing.
just made up.
1 out of 10 stars.
All right. As she did actually have some real growth in the book that wasn't just her internally whining over how much she's changing. This is
No comment.
this is unlike her sister Vivenna, who really started to get on my nerves due to her constant whining. I understand it was the point, but it wasn't pleasant to read
Yes.
over and over again about how much Vivenna has to remind herself of her hatred for Hallandrin and how she has zero identity. Something she shouldn't worry too much about as everyone else was just as flat.
I don't remember her talking about having zero identity. I do think she maybe said she hated Hallandrin one too many times, but not enough to call her this. I also don't remember that much whining. That's not what I would call it personally. But it's an opinion. I can't argue with an opinion.
I think that she was not it directly, but the way she was talking about herself was kind of her thinking that she didn't have an identity because her identity was to marry Susabron, but when that got taken away and her brother was already there to take over the kingdom, she essentially just became nothing.
Yeah, but I can see that. It's not something I recall her harping on about.
She said it once after
Mm.
after learning stuff.
The other main perspectives of Vasher and Lightsong were quite dull. With Lightsong's having the crime of featuring the second worst, can't forget Zane, Sanderson character I've had to endure, Blushweaver.
Uh-oh, Sheta.
What?
He said Zane's the worst Sanderson character. Them's fighting words.
No, it
We
just
got the
shows
number
that
one Zane fan
just
on this
those-
podcast.
with the rest of the stuff that this person has said, we are not on the same team. So that
You're
just
not on the
confirms
same
it.
team.
Yep.
I will
That's
also
good.
say that this person's not the only person I've heard think that Zane's the worst character. I've heard other people saying the same thing.
Of course they have.
Of course. People are threatened by his perfectness. I'm just kidding.
Dude, anytime you have a ship and a character gets in the way of that, that will become the most hated character very quickly, especially if they are like an obviously bad contender, but the book even pretends to treat it halfway seriously. People get so mad at that shit, I notice. Even
Mhm.
though I'm reading, I'm like, she's never going to get with Zane. Obviously, calm down.
Yeah, it's just for fun, but they're so threatened by him.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like,
there's Sheta, who wanted her to get with.
I don't.
You just think
I
it would have been interesting.
I think it's. I just like the fact that it was even a contender. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he's bad and abusive, and he did try to kill her a couple times.
But who
And he-
hasn't done that with their significant other?
Right?
Yeah.
This week
Yeah.
I do it, next week you do it. It's all the same.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's how you know
Yeah.
you love each other.
Yeah. Didn't he fuck her up pretty hard? Like,
She
she was basically dead.
Well,
if it wasn't
yeah,
for Tin Spoon, he'd be dead.
yeah,
She'd
their
be
last
dead.
fight, he stabbed her in the chest and then kissed her while having the knife in her chest.
Oh, so romantic.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like Halloween Resurrections.
That's pretty fucked up. I thought I
Yes,
had
it
fucked
was.
up, but
All right, let's get back to this review so we can be done. Her entire character was being a super sexy femme fatale sexy woman. The fact that Lightsong ended up having
No.
feelings for this literally lifeless, haha, woman baffles me.
Jesus Christ. You are a sick bastard. A woman is hot and attractive and tries to have sex with you, and you think, oh my God, all she is a sex puppet. She's lifeless. Jesus Christ. That is fucked up. I'm sorry. That's weird. That's really weird to me.
Yep, opposite sides.
Yeah, that's not opposite sides. That dude's like a serial killer. If he equates attractive women with like a lack of being a real person, that's weird, man. I think there is an 80% chance this guy is a serial killer. That's all I'm saying.
The fact that Lightsong ended up having feelings for this literally lifeless woman baffles me, as I'm not sure if her action of literally pushing her breasts forward in people's faces like a bad anime was actually something Sanderson wrote in honesty instead of parody.
Have you never, like, women have breasts, right? Men are attracted to them. And if a woman is trying to, like, seduce a guy or manipulate him, that's a pretty normal thing to do, right? Like, this isn't some crazy anime only thing. Like
He's
breasts
never
exist,
seen a real
they do
woman,
exist.
Justin.
But he
No,
was
they don't.
complaining about Siri being flat.
Ugh, I hate this person. I don't want to hear his opinion anymore.
This is the part that I didn't like. This is weird.
Well, don't worry, it continues.
Oh, great.
No.
Maybe I should feel bad for Blushweaver as she's literally just walking breasts, a trope which I didn't
Oh
expect
my
Sanderson to
God.
use
Oh
like
my.
other infamous
How
bad
dare
male
you.
writers.
What the fuck is wrong with you? She was a whole character. Also, they said, canonly, she had great hips as well.
I don't like this person.
This person
don't like
sucks
them.
ass. I
How
hate
dare
this
you
person.
say that about Blushweaver?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. A character has large breasts, is attractive, and a male character looks at her tits, and you think, God, she's just breast. These are the kind of guys who, sorry.
What? Are you calming down?
No, the computer just shut off for a second. It'd been too long without moving the mouse. These are the kinds of people who fucking hate like internet model girls for daring to make money off of their looks, like they're a whore for doing that. This kind of person is fucking weird. As if they're not subscribed to all their fucking OnlyFans, anyways.
I don't like them. They make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it though. It's just something skeevy, like a reverse skeeviness. I can't describe it though. It's weird.
It's the disrespectfulness and the not treating her like a character.
Yes, he's talking about her the same exact way that a sexist guy would talk about a character like that, right? Where he'd be like, wouldn't give a shit about her character and would only care about that look stuff. Yeah, it's the same kind of sexism, just with different language. It's so strange to hear, though. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for explaining that to me.
The whole chapter, she may have entered with a sexy enter, but the whole rest of it, they're just talking. For him to have zoned out doing that and not respect her as a character is very telling.
Especially at the end when you learn, I was always a little off put by her because I thought she might be like trying to trick Lightsong. When you learn she's on the level the entire time, that totally makes it a character the whole time. Everything she said was genuine, including wanting to hook up with Lightsong. She wanted to. She liked him, you know. She loved him, you know. So I think that's so weird, and I'm going to guess this guy does not have a lot of experience with ladies. That's what I would say. Especially not ladies who have any kind of like emotional attachment to him. Let's say that. That's me being polite.
All right, back continuing. Who dies? To which Lightsong cries out in tears. Boo hoo.
Oh my
God.
God.
You,
After that long segue we took, what's that, Sheta?
I fear for anyone who knows this person.
Oh my God. Oh my
You
God.
have
And
no
you
heart.
don't hear him saying this about Susubran when Susubran was described as being very, very physically
Right.
fit and stuff.
He was like
Yeah.
a freaking god,
Mhm.
god body as well. And
Mhm.
Siri was kind of, you know,
She
eyeballing
was
him
turned
too.
on by him. She was into
Mhm.
him, yeah.
She was so
And
into him.
Vasher had that sexualized scene too. That was really funny and strange.
Mhm.
But like out of
Everyone,
nowhere because it was
yeah.
from her perspective, but you're not hearing it say Vasher's just there for that, you know.
Yep. Oh, I don't like this.
Well, let's continue. Outside of Blushweaver, there were other characters who left their mark in the annoying department, such as Denth, whose constant quips of being a mercenary lost its charm after the first instance of it appearing. Seriously, every time he went, you know something about being a mercenary? I wanted to stop reading.
Shada, did you write this review?
Get out of here. I gave him a chance. It was not the first time. It was like the 10th time that I was like, all right, then. I get it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even like that. I didn't even hate him.
That made the twist so much better because you were thinking he's just comic relief. Then he realized it's like, oh, it completely changes up everything he said. Okay. Back to this.
Yes.
Other characters, such as the Idrian King, forgot his name, alongside the siblings of the two sisters, were seemingly forgotten. Alongside Palin, who I swear was forgotten to be written into some scenes. At least his death ties up that mystery.
What the fuck
Palin?
are you? I'm not even commenting on any
You
of
say
that. Palin, he said.
you can't even get the man's name right.
The only mildly interesting part was the Grand Conspiracy of War, which turns out to just be a rival kingdom / ethnic group. Yawn. I suppose the
Why is that
twist.
a yawn? Why is that a yawn? That's like, why is that a yawn? What would you have wanted it to be?
No answer.
I suppose
Just Littlefinger? Is that what you wanted to see? You know? Did the finger thing confuse you?
the twist is that the current government is actually good, but that just leaves so many loose holes that I can't bring myself to fully care about right now. It also
Ew.
left a sore
Loose
taste in my mouth.
holes. Sorry. That's gross.
Yeah, that's a weird way to say
Loose
it.
ends
That's
or
very
plot holes,
strange.
my man. That is a gross. Okay, sorry.
It also left a sore taste in my mouth that the bad guys were the second-class citizens who are, as far as we are aware, rightfully angry for having their homeland taken from them by the two other kingdoms, which got ruined by the finale.
That was the interesting part. Just because they're second class and they feel like that, you still shouldn't like kill people and stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's something I would have liked to see. That's my complaint is not seeing that's elaborated on more because it was interesting. Like the morality of it. Him just saying, I guess the main kingdom was the good guys. I think that's an oversimplification, you know? So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Reading Warbreaker, I was inclined towards giving it 3 stars. Finishing it, I initially gave 2. But now writing this review / rant, realizing I have nothing good to say as the one thing I liked, the general mystery, was screwed over beyond belief, that I now have to give this 1 star. Yikes.
That's funny because starting this review, I was going to give it 5 stars because it was explaining what it was talking about. Then you got into that Blushweaver thing. You had that continuity error about Siri, so I put it down to 3. Then you kept sounding like a fucking dipshit, and I put it down to 1. So what a similar story we have.
We had the same journey.
Yeah, I felt exactly the same way.
Get out and don't ever come back.
Yeah, please. I don't need to hear your opinion again, you fucking freak.
All right. So that's all of our Warbreaker 1-star reviews. And I'll just have to say, these ones got... Every time I'm doing these 1-star reviews, they're just getting worse and worse than the ones before. Because these ones just kept taking like personal pot shots at Brandon Sanderson. And
Yeah, these were bad. These weren't bad. Like the other ones were bad funny. These were just painful. These were so bad. Oh my God. He's a Mormon. He's trying to brainwash me. He's a freak. He loves anime boobs and hates women because he's a Mormon. Over and over. I was so sick. Too much rape in this book with no rape whatsoever. I was getting so sick of this.
And especially since this book, compared to plenty of other stuff I've read, this book is very, very tame.
Yes, Jesus Christ.
The one time there is people that have sex, it does a fade to the black.
Yeah,
Fade
yeah.
to black.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's very tame. It doesn't really do any like real bad stuff. There's no assault. There's nothing like that. But for some people, just thought this book was the devil. So any final thoughts you two want to give on the 1-star reviews for Warbreaker?
Yeah. Well, we knew
Not
going
a-
in that this was going to be a doozy, so.
I expected it to be a funnier doozy than this. This was an agonizing doozy.
It was a retarded doozy. I hate it.
Yes, it was just awful. I could not believe some of these. Oh my God.
Well,
Joe, did you specifically dig up the worst of the worst, or is this kind of just a handful?
this is just kind of a handful. I might have even left out some that got even worse.
I feel like the Mystery Science Theater cast after watching Manos the Hands of Fate. Like, they've watched a lot of bad stuff, but that was a whole nother level.
Yep, and so hopefully, maybe they're going to be a little bit more entertaining when we do The Way of Kings. So as I said, we are going to at least do that for 1-star reviews because I want to get my Hatsune Miku Stormlight. After Way of Kings, though, we will reassess and see if we will continue doing these 1-star reviews.
Forever. Well,
No.
we're
have
going to
been
actually
getting-
turn this podcast into only doing 1-star reviews. We're not even going to read the
No.
books anymore.
Then I will have to leave, sadly.
And it'll only be you. I won't be here, Sheta.
No.
We'll have a robot read them to you, and you will be mandated to respond.
Oh my God, that's my own
So we're
personal hell. I
so we're
feel
gonna
like.
switch, and I'm gonna be reading 1-star reviews for books you two have never read, and you're supposed to
Yep,
react
exactly.
to
It will react to
Oh
it.
my
Yep.
gosh. No.
That way, Sheta, that way, we won't get hung up on the details. We can just focus on the writing quality.
Why would it? Oh my God.
that. All right. Well, we'll just go on, and everyone, be sure to come back and listen to our normal episodes. Hopefully, this episode has not killed you off of us, and hopefully, our reactions to these 1-star reviews did not just piss you off and make you think, "Fuck these people! I'm not listening to them anymore."
Yeah, they were like, fuck them, because that review was right.
Yeah. So please come back to normal coverage. All right. Until
Yeah.
then, everyone, bye-bye. Have fun.
Go fuck
Maybe
yourselves for ever even listening to this.
So
You monsters, you made us do this.
For the
only
next
that
week,
one person.
Yeah, that one person made us do this.
Yeah. No.
you know,
Be kind.
before next week, maybe everyone should go and pick up a good book and read it.
Like Ready Player 2.
Oh, God,
No.
no.
Don't read that. That's
Skip Ready Player 1, just read Ready Player 2. Great book.
Oh, God, no. That book was terrible. Ready Player 1's not that great either, but Ready Player 2 is just horrible. No, everyone go out and,
love each other.
Physically.
all right.
We need to get those
Bye-bye.
birth rates up.
We really do, actually.
And we need to say that with this after reading the sexy.
Mm-hmm.
One
Now that
star
you're all
reviews.
spicy and in the mood,
Yeah.
make sure to go use it to continue the proclamation of our species.
God, our goodbye is taking too long. Bye, everyone.
Ta-ta.
See ya.